I wanted to show you one more really cool feature, that is the ability now to go ahead and set and lock a background as an image. So if I'm going to do this, what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to create a new frame. Oops, I'm going to come to a blank frame. And let's say that I wanted to go ahead and create a Venn diagram. Well, if I come down to my shapes and I come down to my circle, I'm going to go ahead and change this border color back to black. I'm going to come down to my circle and I'm going to make a basic Venn diagram. And let's say this is something that as a teacher, I wanted to go ahead and create a template for my students. So now I go ahead and I create this Venn diagram. By the way, remember that I went ahead and I did have this set on transparent as the background. If I didn't, you wouldn't see the workspace. So again, as you create this, just go ahead and make sure that if you're trying to create a Venn diagram, that you do have two transparent images. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make these both a little bit bigger. There we go. And there is the outline for my Venn diagram. Now let's say that I wanted to go ahead and I wanted students to go ahead and mark in here. Well, sometimes part of the problem is the students will get in here and they'll move the shapes instead of going to the space that I wanted them to, and they'll kind of lose focus of what it is that they're doing. So if I wanted to lock these images in here as a Venn diagram, that's really easy now. It's a great new feature. And then I'm going to come over to these three dots where it says more actions. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this frame as an image. And you'll see that it says sample jam3 down here and it's downloaded as an image. The reason I did this is now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to delete these two. And have the ability to come up here and hit set background. And it gives me some templates that I can choose from, but I'm going to come down here to image and I'm going to select the image that I just downloaded, which is this sample jam3. It's right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And now if you take a look, I've got my selector tool. I cannot move these circles for a Venn diagram. So for students, what that means is then they can go ahead and use either the sticky notes or they could go ahead and they could use the text box to begin adding in the information. If I wanted to add some images again to this, I could go ahead and I could say, let's choose a plant cell and I could resize this image. Put that over here, and then I could go ahead and maybe do an animal cell on this side. And now that I have the two of those, students could go ahead, I could assign them this, and then they could come in again with either a sticky, and they could type in these stickies and post stickies on this side, or they could come in again with that text box and they could click their text box in here and then they could type in any of those similar features again using either one. So again, just a cool feature that way, if you want to lock that image and save it, you can do that. You just, again, come up here, you'll go ahead and save frame as an image, and then now I'll set a background with those images. So that's a cool way to do it. Again, if you want to create your own. The other way that I've seen teachers use this is if I have a PDF and I want to go ahead and annotate that. So here is an example of a PDF that I might have. So teachers can go ahead and use their snipping tool on their computer. They can create a snip of exactly what it is that they want to use, and then they'll save this as an image. And now I can come back to a new slide. I can go ahead and I can set background. And now you can see again that PDF is set in the background, so I can't move it, which would be a great way for students to come in and again use that brush and possibly come through and highlight key things that they see in here. And they could also come in, we could, as a teacher, I could go ahead and now I could write in a response if I was on my Promethean board or on my Aqueous board. Unfortunately for me, I am on my computer and I'm not very good at writing. So again, this is just a great way. You can see that you can go ahead and put a PDF on here and then annotate that PDF as well in Jamboard. So I hope this helps you in seeing some of the key features in Jamboard. Good luck.